Hey guys, so in today's video, I wanted to give you all a little bit of an update on my neurologist appointment. So I believe in an earlier video this week that I filmed, I had mentioned that on Wednesday, I had my 6-month follow-up appointment with the neurologist, and we made a bunch of changes. So I think I had also mentioned that I wanted to see if we could lower the Keppra or get off of the Keppra. I will make a separate video kind of talking about my updated seizure medication regimen, but we did end up lowering the Keppra. So if you're curious about what medications I am now taking for my seizure disorder and the dosages and all of that stuff, all of that information will be included in that video. I will probably film that video later today. So be looking forward to that. It will be on the channel soon. So yeah, first of all, I just want to say that it took him a very long time to come into my appointment, which I kind of expect because he tends to get a little bit behind. This was also the longest appointment that I have had with him in like 2 years because there was so much going on. My fiance came with me to the appointment to kind of talk to him about some of his concerns, just because I don't know if I've mentioned it or not, but I've been having a lot of confusion lately, and we weren't sure what exactly was causing it, if it was my medication and things like that. So we did drop lower on the dosage of Keppra. And like I said, if you want to know the exact dosage information, look at that video that I will upload soon about all of my updated seizure medication information and that kind of thing. But we kind of lowered the Keppra medication to see if it will affect my peripheral vision, because I had mentioned to you guys I had blurriness and the inability to see kind of in my peripheral vision on both sides. And so we're hoping that by lowering the Keppra dosage, that hopefully that will help take away that issue. I'm not going to get too hopeful just because, I don't want to be disappointed if it doesn't turn out to be the case, but I do want to be hopeful because I'm hoping that that is the case. So we talked about a lot of different things. We talked about kind of the entire crisis that started in October with at least two seizures that lasted 8 minutes long, which led to us making other medication changes, adding on additional medications. So I'm up to like 4 separate medications just for the maintenance and control of my seizures. So a lot of my daily medications have to do with seizure control currently. So yeah, it's just a lot going on. The entire visit lasted like 25 minutes, which is crazy because normally my visits with him last like maybe 10 minutes, like 8 to 10 minutes is my norm for his appointments. But I was glad that we were able to address a lot of the concerns that my fiance had, as well as like some of the concerns that I've had as far as like being really, really tired and just kind of out of it, lethargic, all of that stuff has just really been affecting me a lot lately. And so it was nice to be able to address those concerns with him, as well as the confusion and the issues with the blurriness in my peripheral vision, which apparently that is a potential side effect of Keppra. And so my neurologist did acknowledge that that was potentially an issue that could be causing it, as far as the Keppra potentially causing that problem. So we chose to drop the dosage down instead of completely stop it, because we don't want me to have more seizures, which I was also concerned about that with potentially stopping the Keppra. If I continue to have the peripheral vision issues, we can look at potentially getting off the Keppra totally in the future. He did want me to kind of call the office and give them an update in a couple of weeks to see how I'm doing with the lower dosage of Keppra, as well as the additional medications that he added on for seizure control. So I don't know if I will call the office because I can never get through to anyone at the office. I will probably just send him a message through my chart to let him know like how things are going, because he did say that he saw that message. We also talked about my FND diagnosis, which I will make another video talking about that if you guys are curious what's what that is and all that stuff, because I don't think I've really mentioned it on my channel. But I will talk more about that in the future. So if you guys are curious as far as that goes, I will talk more about that. I just kind of don't want to make this video go into depth about what FND is and all of that stuff. And yeah, so stay tuned if you're curious. And if you have no idea what FND is, I will make more videos giving you guys that information. I also, like, I had a lot of frustrations leaving that um, appointment as well, because these medications that he put me on are very expensive. And so, like, with everything going on with Trump trying to freeze Medicaid and all of that stuff, I have a lot of concerns about potentially not being able to get my medications now that I'm on 4 medications, 3 of those being daily. I just have a concern that I may not be able to stay or keep up with all of the medications that I take, because I also take other medications daily. I'm taking so many medications on a daily basis now that sometimes it's hard to keep track of which ones I have to take, because I'm taking so many medications that it's just a lot and it's kind of overwhelming. And they're not all for neurological reasons. There are others that I take for musculoskeletal issues as well as anxiety. So it's just a lot that I have going on medication wise. So yeah, that was kind of the gist of what happened at my neurologist appointment. I'm frustrated, but I'm also hopeful that we'll be able to get to a better level of seizure control with these new medications. And like I said, I do plan to film a video later on today going more in depth, like completely in depth with what medications I'm taking for seizure control now, giving you guys a full update of what I'm doing to control my seizure activity. And I will come back and give you guys updates on all of that stuff, like how things are going and stuff like that. So if you want more information about that, or if you are someone who also has epilepsy and are curious about my medications, stay tuned for that video. I will post that video probably after this one. It'll either be the one right after this one or 2 videos after this one. So just stay tuned for that information. And yeah, that's it for today's video. If you guys have any questions or any comments or any topics you would like me to discuss further on my channel in the future, be sure to let me know. I'd be glad to get something filmed for you. And with that being said, I will talk to you guys next time.